Hello lovelies, this session is all about hope. What is hope? We know that we say, I hope the sun is shining tomorrow, I hope I get a good night's sleep, I hope I get that job, I hope I meet that man, that woman, I hope you have a great night out, I hope you are well. But what is hope? Hope is a desire for a particular outcome. And when is hope powerful? And when is it simply a wish? And so I think that hope remains a wish when it is just in its thought process, just in our mind, just in its own bubble of I'm hoping, I'm wishing for, I have a desire for. But I believe it becomes powerful when we fuel action with our hope. You know, it can be called intention. We can make hope intentional. So how do you do that? How do you make hope intentional? Well, you get really specific on the outcome that you're hoping for. And you get specific in detail. And I'm going to go through a few processes with you in this session that will support you fueling the actions that you take with hope that supports you having those desires as your reality. So, when are we most likely to benefit from a good old sprinkling, scattering dose of hope? You know, there are times when that tunnel that we're going down can seem long and dark. And almost like the end of the tunnel is round a bend and we can't see the end. And we need hope to get us through it. And hope is like having that light at the end of the tunnel that we can see in the distance, that we are moving into and towards the right direction. Hope is like a light that keeps us optimistic, keeps us focused, keeps us believing, keeps us on path, keeps us from giving up, keeps us from shrinking, keeps us from spiraling down. Who are we without hope? I know in my life there have been times, like the last recession, when I remember hearing Mervyn King say, we are now officially in recession. I was at that Bank of England dinner at the Royal Armouries. He was speaking at the Institute of Directors annual dinner, and I remember thinking, everything is now hopeless. I'll have to drop my prices. People won't want to book me. I'm going to be quieter. And I remember thinking, crikey, that space in my mind that is lacking hope is quite dark and heavy, and it doesn't feel like a space that I can engineer action, let alone dynamic action, which is what is called upon me right now in these uncertain times. And so I remember creating a mindset of hope. I remember thinking, but what if people still want me? What if I don't have to drop my prices? What if I'm worth more than I was before? What if it doesn't affect my business at all? What if I benefit by doing the work I love more than some of the work that I might have been doing that I didn't enjoy. So with a sense of hope came a set of possibilities, a set of options, a perspective that supported me having a much more positive journey ahead, or even mindset that I had to live with. You know, you have to live with your own mindset, don't you? I mean, you don't need to stub your toe in the morning to know that what that day is going to look like unless you shift that mindset from thinking, I'm going to have a rubbish day, to, okay, well, that's out of the way. So, hope, what is it for you? I mean, if you've got a piece of paper with you right now, what does hope represent to you? And what do you hope for? And could hope be the whispers of your heart? What are the specific things you hope for? And so what we're going to do next is there's a few things I'm going to do with you today, but I'm just deciding which order to do it with you in. Yes, the first thing is, because the first thing will help the second thing. I want you to imagine the next 12 months and all the things that you hope for in the next 12 months. Do you hope for an even better relationship with your boss, an even better relationship at home, more connection with your family, holidays? Maybe you are deciding who needs to leave the country and get a flight anywhere. The UK has got the most beautiful places to see, or whichever country you are watching this from. You know, have you explored your own doorstep? You know, what are all the things that you hope to experience in the next 12 months? And write them all down. Then the next thing, and this is one of the tools that helps fuel hope into dynamic action that then becomes your reality, your experience in life, because hope alone is just a wish, but when you fuel the hope, the intention into your action, it can be your reality. So, have you ever done a vision board before? I know many of you have. Let's create a new one, new energy, new wisdom that's going into it, new experiences that you've had that now are going to shape out the experiences that you want, that matter to you, that you value. So get a big piece of board. It can be an old picture frame. It can be a new picture frame. It can be a box. I often use a box. And get some magazines, or even go onto the internet and print out all the things that represent the experiences that you want in your life. You know, the successes, the achievements, the relationships, the experiences, whatever it is that represent your hopes and your dreams and your heart's whispers and even your heart's shouts and rants. You know, what are the consistent things that your heart calls for? What are those? Whether you believe right now whether it's possible or not possible to have them, still bring them out to the surface and put them on this vision board. And as you're doing your vision board, I have a little criteria for you. Well, I'm pretty sure you'll be on board with it. One is, have your favourite playlist playing in the background. You know, the music that makes you feel great, that's positive, that's upbeat. You just feel like your soul comes alive when you listen to it. Have that playing in the background. The next thing is, have your favourite snacks around, so you don't need to break away from the space that you're working in, whether it's at the kitchen table, in the garden, in your summer house, or even on top of your bed, wherever you're doing it. Have your snacks around you, your drinks around you, so that you're feeling nourished and you feel great as you're doing it, because you're anchoring in these really great feelings into your vision board. Decorate your vision board, bring it alive. When it's complete, and you can keep adding to it. It's not a task that you do within an hour and then that's it done. You can keep adding to your vision board as time goes on. But when you've completed it, put it in a place that you frequently go past. I mean, you don't have to look at it and study it every time you go past, but your mind will see it and it'll keep bringing alive that feeling, that energy of those experiences. Okay, now this doesn't need to be public. Your vision board does not need to be public. It can be as public or as private. That is perfect for you. The next thing is I'd love you to cement in each of those experiences that you want into your mind, into your soul, so that your body and your mind and your soul feels that having these experiences in your life is inevitable. So we're going to do a visualization. Find somewhere really comfortable. Maybe lie down on your bed. Find a seat that supports your neck. Put your feet up. And be in a place that you're just not going to be disturbed. And I'm going to take you through a little visualization. And the tip of this visualization is all about you seeing yourself in the experience that you want to have in your life. So I'm going to make it quite general, but you fill in the colour, the pictures, the essence, the tone, the feeling with what fits for you. But you would do this visualization for each one of your hopes, your dreams, your intentions, your desires, your experiences that you want. And only do one at a time, because your mind cannot visualize generalization, and it can only hold one picture at once. And any of you that met me know that I like to use the image of imagining watching the TV and you've got Coronation Street on and EastEnders over the top of each other. It's just not possible to hold two images in your mind exactly the same time. You might have them switch like that, but you just want to have one visualization at a time. So before we begin this, pick the one that you're going to work on for this particular visualization. Get yourself really comfy, get your body comfortable, supported, your head supported, your feet supported. And we're just going to take a few moments. So close your eyes, just take a nice deep breath in. As you breathe out, just breathe out any tensions, any worries, any troubles, any cares. This is time just for you to completely let go and relax. You're completely in control of what your mind sees and what you feel in this session, and everything that you see and feel is positive and directly aligned with your own true desires. So taking the experience that matters to you, that you've chosen to visualize, I want you to imagine the moment that you realize that you are in the heart of this experience, where you are absolutely certain that you are fulfilling your heart's desire, that hope, that dream. And then pick a specific moment. And the first thing I want you to notice is, are you inside or outside? Are you alone or are you with people? If you're inside, are you sitting or standing or leaning or lying? If you're outside, are you sitting, standing, leaning or lying down? What's the weather like? Notice exactly what you can feel. You are in the success of this moment. You're experiencing it in your mind. Allow the feeling of the weather to be upon your body, or notice it from wherever you are. Notice the temperature of the space that you're in. Notice what you're wearing. In your mind, look down and notice the clothes that you're wearing, if you're wearing any. Look all the way down to your feet and notice what's on your feet. Notice how your hair is. Notice the people around you, if there's anybody around you. Notice your breathing. How are you feeling? You're in the exact moment that you realise that you're in the experience that your hope has brought you to. What are you thinking? What are you feeling? What are you saying? What are you hearing? What are people saying to you? And see if you can notice the time and the date. Bring it alive, bring it to you. What can you smell? What can you touch? What can you feel? When you're ready and you feel that you're absolutely in that moment, bring the feeling into an even stronger presence in your body. And then squeeze your left finger and thumb together and anchor in that feeling you've got right now. That feeling that is associated with that intention, that hope, that dream, that desire, that experience. Anchor in. But I want you to notice when you look back along the path that led you to this moment right now, what one action, what one thing started this becoming your reality? What one thing did you do right at the beginning that got the ball rolling? Can you look back? Can you sense? Can you feel? Scan your mind. What one action got this whole thing started? Allow your mind to see that action even clearer and clearer. Then bring your mind to this moment right now. And just when you're ready, I'm just going to count up to 3, just so that you can gradually bring your mind to the present. And when I reach 3, you will feel back to me in this film, feeling completely aware of what you visualized and feeling incredibly motivated and positive about your dream, hope, experience, success that you want to have in your life. So starting with 1, just starting to bring your breathing back to lovely breath, your body starting to feel stronger. 2, opening your eyes nice and slowly. And 3, give yourself a big stretch and eyes wide open, feeling fabulous. So lovely. Well done. What I would recommend you do now is just write down any of the things that came to the surface as you were doing that visualization that just gave you some little pointers, little indicators of the actions that you took, of some of the signposts that were vital to you being successful or having that experience come true. Just start to write those down and maybe staple them to the back of your vision board so that they become like your data collection area. So how was that? Well done. And of course, it goes without saying, do not do a visualization unless you are able to be stationary, safe, and sitting down. So the next thing that I think fuels hope is being around positive people. And that being people whose opinions you listen to, whether they're friends, colleagues. And just be really mindful of whose set of beliefs you are listening to when you're taking advice or admiring someone's experiences they've had or their goals that they've got or their plans that they have. Just be really mindful of what are their set of beliefs. Are they limiting or are they limitless? And one of the things that I think stimulates us really well, if it's your thing, which is to watch films like TED Talks, like films that are on YouTube that have people that resonate with us, sharing their journey. I mean, one of the people I love, and I'm sure many of you know of her, which is Brené Brown. And those of you that don't know her, she's a real gift. You will love her. It's Brené, Brene Brown. And she has a great film on Netflix, which Brené Brown has researched and studied shame, vulnerability, and courage. And she really digs into the data and really brings to the surface what are those things and what are the conditions that they have, that they survive in or thrive in, and when do they not survive and thrive. And she's fascinating. But the TED Talks are great as well. And then you might have people that you follow yourself, as in, there's some great coaches out there that have their own videos that they put out there, their own blogs. But the people that you follow might not even be coaches. They might be sports people or comedians, or who stimulates you into you seeing yourself at your best is what I'm interested in. And I would say, and I'm sure any great friend would say this to you as well, is if you have anybody that pours water over your fire, who dampens your spark, who puts your light into the shade, first of all, if it's not essential, protect yourself from those people, i.e. just don't be around them. Don't be around them. But if they're colleagues and people that you work with, here's a little technique. And I was just sharing this with somebody this morning. And the technique is, imagine that you've got a hat box, a beautiful hat box, whether you're a male, whether you're a gentleman or a lady. If you're a gentleman, a top hat box, and if you're a lady, an ascot hat box. And it's just sitting at the side of you. And as this person's talking to you, communicating with you and sharing their beliefs, their perspectives, their projection, their drama, if you're feeling like, I don't want to be unkind, I want to listen to them and give them the time, you just, to avoid it going into you, into your heart and into your system and then into your being and then out of your mind, to avoid any of that, you just observe the conversation as it goes past you and into the hat box. So you're hearing them, you're just not internalizing them, because their stuff is theirs and you can watch it and notice it as it goes into the box. And hear them and just think, oh, that's interesting that you have those thoughts. Yeah, that's interesting that that's your point of view. Don't be defensive, don't be protective, you don't have to avoid, you just notice it going into the hat box. And at the end of the conversation, in your mind, now remember I've said this, in your mind, you put a lid on the hat box and you pick it up and you say, thank you very much, this belongs to you. And you let it go. And that was given to me as some advice. I think it's about 20 years ago. And the very next day I put it into practice. And made such a difference. I didn't feel the feelings that came with me internalizing somebody else's stuff. So they own their stuff and you own your stuff. And that's another way of keeping your hope alive, is not allowing external forces to dampen, to shrink, or to darken your hope, however you see it, whether you see it as a flame, a torch, a light, however you see it. And think about the kind of books that you like reading. You know, what are the books that support your beliefs? What are the books that don't only support them, but strengthen them? What are the stories of people that have achieved things that you're interested in that just help strengthen your mind, knowing that it is very definitely a possibility for you? And this brings me nicely onto affirmations. What affirmations resonate with you? What affirmations that when you think the thought of the affirmation just makes you feel unstoppable and keeps you focused on your hope, your dream, your outcome, your success, the experience that you want? Just have a couple that are aligned with what matters to you. And I'd like to just finish with a little fable, and it's called The Fern and the Bamboo. One day, I decided to give up. I quit my job, my relationship and my life and went into the woods to talk with an elder who was said to be very wise. "Can you give me one good reason not to quit?" I asked him. "Look around," he replied. "Do you see the fern and the bamboo?" "Yes," I replied. "When I planted the fern and the bamboo seeds, I took very good care of them. The fern grew quickly. Its brilliant green covered the floor, yet nothing came from the bamboo seed. But I did not give up on the bamboo. In the second year, the fern grew more vibrant and plentiful, and again, nothing grew from the bamboo seed. But I did not give up on the bamboo. In the third year, still nothing sprouted from the bamboo seed, but I didn't give up on the bamboo. In the fourth year, again, nothing came from the bamboo seed, but I didn't give up on the bamboo. Then in the fifth year, a tiny shoot emerged from the earth. Compared to the fern, it was seemingly small and insignificant. But then in the sixth year, the bamboo grew to 60 foot tall. It had spent 5 years growing the roots to sustain it. Those roots made it strong and gave it what it needed to survive. Did you know that all this time that you've been struggling, you've been really growing the roots? The bamboo has a different purpose from the fern, but both are necessary and make the forest beautiful. Never regret a single day in your life. The good days make you happy, the bad days give you experience. Both are essential for life. Happiness keeps you sweet. Trying keeps you strong. Sorrow keeps you human. Falls keep you humble. Success keeps you shining. If you don't get what you long for, don't give up hope. Perhaps you're just putting down roots. So, my lovelies, I hope that this little film on hope has had enough little ingredients in there for you to keep your inner flame, your spotlight, your shining star bright, to draw you towards the things that matter to you in your life. And if you want to share any of it with me, your experience with me, then please do. I love to hear how things work out for you, and send you all my love. Lots of love.